I wanted to report on a demonstration that has been called for this Saturday, a fascist rally. I shouldn't say a demonstration, really a fascist extreme right-wing gathering in Philadelphia on Saturday. And it's called by a group that says this is a gathering of patriots, militias, pro-good cop, pro-ICE, pro-law and order, pro-life, pro-gun, and anti-illegal immigrants. This is how they present themselves. So really you know that this is a fascist gathering in every sense. And it's also then been attached by the Proud Boys, which, as we know from the confrontation here in New York, where it was really the role of the People's Power Assembly and shut it down that confronted this fascist gathering at the Republican Club just a couple weeks ago. So we're very proud that our comrades in Philadelphia, along with a whole group, have formed a coalition called the Pushback Campaign as an anti-fascist, socialist, and social justice coalition. They've organized both meetings, security, their own rally, a press conference that was very well covered, where they really described what the fascist threat is and what these organizations are that are mobilizing. And as we know from Charlottesville, as we know from Durham, as we know from here in New York, and around the country, these fascist forces are an effort to mobilize the most racist, reactionary, homophobic forces that you can imagine, and to do so with celebrating actual violence. And this is something that particularly the Proud Boys make a celebration of, the idea of killing socialists in particular. And that was McGinnis's thing here in New York, talking about celebrating a Japanese fascist assassination of the head of the Socialist Party in Japan. So this is a kind of, their T-shirts are, they have a whole shirt, Pinochet did nothing wrong, images of people being pushed out of helicopters. And when I say these are fascist forces, we want to take this really seriously and at the same time not be pushed back, because what they're attempting to do is create fear that no one can come up against these forces. And what we've been able to do time and again is to show that it's absolutely possible with well-organized security, discipline, and so on, to confront and push back and get these fascists off the street. So Saturday, we're going to have transportation leaving from here in New York, I think at 8 o'clock. We have at least a small delegation. We think this will be a large gathering, an important gathering in Philadelphia, a real organization of forces. The big thing that they were up against, and this is true in every city, is there are all kind of forces who say, oh, well, it's just free speech. You know, they have a right to have a permit. They have a right to have a meeting. They have a constitutional right to call for killing people of color and immigrants and socialists. That's interesting. So challenging that idea and explaining that this is not a free speech issue at all. This is an issue of confronting absolute violence. And the city, in giving them a permit to have their rally, there's been calls to challenge that, saying, well, while protests are legal and a protected form of free speech, ethnic intimidation and violence, calling for violence against people of color, that is not protected. So this challenge, it's an important political challenge, and at the same time it is an important organizational challenge to do this in a very cohesive way. And we're very proud of comrades in Philadelphia and in every city where this has been an important mobilization. So please see Nate or myself if you're able to go. Saturday, as I say, I think it's leaving at 8 o'clock, and we're expected to be back by late afternoon. It's not a long way, and it's also not far. It's less than 2-hour drive. It's a demonstration right at what's called Independence Center, the Liberty Bell and all that stuff, you know, at Fifth and Market, which is a huge federal park area. And that's why the question and the challenge is on the right of this group to even show their face. And as we say, they have no such right. Thank you.